Hey, welcome back everyone. So quick update for my fellow Procreate fans. I'm back to making some brushes. And so I'm basically updating the free set and I'm going to add some to the paid set as well. So I'll link both of them in the description box below. But be sure to check them out. Let me know what you think and as well as any other ideas you got for new brushes. But yeah, these are fun to make. I'm making these primarily as various textures and effects for comics. But like this particular package, I wanted to go in with the mentality of like grunge textures, more stippling, more background effects. But yeah, there's a variety of things in here. I'm having fun making these, but let me show you a couple of them in action. And so there was a few obviously used in that. You can see a few of them right here, kind of collaged together for kind of a pop art kind of vibe. And yeah, they're just fun to do. So let me make a new canvas here, and I will show you a few of these bad boys in action. So, some pretty basic ones where, I'm going to make a couple of these so it's like a quick speed line kind of effect. Obviously, they're not that hard to draw in Procreate anyways, but if you're looking for a quick background effect that you just want to save time on and then maybe add to, obviously, this will be a good one for that. I'm going to make a couple of those. Lots of cross-hatching ones. I love making these. They're just super effective for quick cross-hatching and just neat tonal effects. So I'm going to do a few more of those. I love making these brushes. I'm going to call this one, I haven't named these yet, but I'm going to call this one probably chest hair. All right, that's kind of what that looks like. I don't know if you use this one a lot, but it just, once I made it, I was like, I think I'm going to keep it. You can be the judge. Squiggly chest hair. And this one's actually kind of neat. So I was just going for another cross-hatching effect, and I thought, well, maybe even something like as a border effect. Remember, any of these brushes, if you drag them out and hold them, you can tighten up the effect or elongate the effect rather quickly. Some of them you can get to do a nice curve, and then you could drag the curve around. And also, this might be nice for like shading some anatomy or whatever, getting it to go around a particular part of a suit design. So there's some neat aspects of that. But the other neat thing is this thing is insanely good for like relaxation. Like I was sitting here and I caught myself just like zoning out as I do. I tend to zone out a lot. But look at that. Isn't that like just so therapeutic? Something about that is just mesmerizing. And you can kind of keep going with it. Might be a neat way to kind of start your day. I don't know. Isn't that cool? Just kind of swirling around. You get kind of like this almost effect that you're looking into these catacombs or this spider web effect. I don't know. It's kind of neat. But yeah, so just another fun brush. Call that the kaleidoscope or something. Another one for hatching. It usually works a little bit better if you push a little bit harder on the second pull, or first or second, doesn't matter. But basically if it's too even, it looks a little bit too, I don't know, too even. I don't know what else to put that. But if you pull like a little bit differently, you get a nicer kind of gradation, different effect. And then I always go back and erase lines through it the other way with a solid brush. So lots of ways to like utilize these. So I'm gonna, again, lots of cross hatching, some thick, some thin. I'm also gonna do some like this one where you basically pull this way and you cross hatch the other directions and you just build up that way. So you can get a lot of neat effects like that. Pretty much have to find new angles each time you do it though. And then same thing, you can go back with an erase. Use the same brush, why didn't that? Oh, there we go. And you can erase back on the edges, get some neat little effects there. You can kind of sculpt it. So another good one for a variety of cross-hatching effects. And what else do we have here? Some of these are just messing around. Like I did one with a quick background. Thought that might be neat to do some of these where it gives you a base template to draw your buildings on. So let me know if you like that idea. Some wings. I don't, did I finish that one? Yeah, I think I did. Well, I didn't ink it, but it kind of looks good like that, I guess. But just some quick wings. These are more of a stamp or whatever. Spaghetti lines. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I was digging that at first. various perspective grids just to, again, expedite the process. Obviously, they're pretty easy to make inside of Procreate anyways, but you know, anything to like speed up the process. I wanted to do some Rob Liefeld pouches. I was thinking, what if he would have had a brush that made pouches? He could have saved so much time, right? So I was just kind of dinking around with that. I didn't even finish that one. But let me know, should I finish the pouch brush? I don't know. Maybe. And then a couple, you know, you got to always have like these various stipple shaders. So I got this one where it's real spaced out, so that you could get like maybe stars or something like that. You know, bump up the size and get your variety of sizes, but they're very spaced out. And the other one's a lot more dense, but this would be better for like a sprayed ink effect. So I'll combine this with the next few and show you what I mean, because a lot of these are meant to be used, as far as the texture ones, they're meant to be used together to give yourself these unique backgrounds. So yes, you're using like a brush, which I know can, you know, maybe seem like cheating, but at the same time, it's meant for you to use these in transformative ways where you're going to develop all sorts of variety in the designs as you go. So pair up your brush size. You get some real big ones in there too. And then mix that up with, you know, I've got more hatch brushes, but I guess you could use that along the side, almost like that would look kind of neat. Throw it on the corners a little bit. But this is meant to be another, these are hatch brushes. This is a tone brush. I really like that one actually. I don't know what I'd use that for, but to kind of combine with that pop art vibe, it's kind of a neat one. So, and this one's actually really effective. I did one of these before in my other set, but this one's definitely superior. So what it is, it's that popular hatch background that is, you know, widely used in comics, right? And it seems to be entirely seamless. I think I captured the seamless effect pretty well. And then what you can do is you can actually rotate the canvas and hit it again, and it cross hatches over the crosshatch. You see that? It gets, and you can keep doing that. I mean, at some point, I imagine it's diminishing returns there, but it's just kind of neat. But the thing that's really cool about it is the fact that you can just throw it in like, you know, a shape or whatever, and you don't have to worry about it. You just brush it in there. So that's a pretty good one. I mean, they're all good, right? That's why I make them. They're fun. They're good. And then these are just kind of some blotchy textures. Again, you're going to play around with this. So like at first it might look kind of silly, but then as you go through and hit it maybe a second time, or you turn it, you know, remember turning it on most of these will change the angle of the texture and give you the variation you might be looking for, because some of these you are going to see a little bit of the repetitive nature inside of it. I feel like this one kind of works like that, but I wouldn't use this particular one as an overall texture through the whole thing. So some of these are meant to be used kind of sparingly in just sections. You know, like you might use this as a vignette, for instance. Yeah, that'd probably be a good use of that one. And then some of the other ones you might be able to pull off as using more throughout the design. But again, I would really play around with the idea that you don't cover the entire thing, but rather mix and mingle these effects. And again, also keeping the rotation in mind. And negative effects as well. So say I start washing out some of those other details that I liked at the lower stages of the work, I can just go back up, grab some of these again, and say, okay, let's take this messy hatch, let's go to a light. And again, just layering this stuff up so that you get this nice gritty collage of a background that you can use for your artwork. So there's all sorts of ways to think about this. And then this one, I actually pulled a brush right from Procreate for this one, so I didn't make this one. Well, I did and I didn't. I adjusted the settings, but I used Procreate's shape source. They've got a bunch of them. In case you don't know, you can go into shape source under import source library. There's a bunch of cool stuff right here for you to play with and mix and mingle. Make all sorts. I mean, some great ink blots, you name it. There's a ton of great brush tips right there. So play around with those and make some of your own and test them over here. So you can get some of this in there. Again, this gives a nice kind of pop art vibe. Kind of throw that in here and there. Probably use a dark over that. Yeah, fun stuff. And then, so what else? Some of these blotches. Try that as a light. So those are pretty cool for texturizing. And so that's about it for this one. Let me know what you think about these brushes. If you got any ideas for additional brushes you'd like to see, drop them in the comments section below. I'm always creating more. And make sure you check out the free set. And if you like those, there's a paid set as well. So I appreciate the support. Good luck with the art. And bye for now.